Sometimes I sit down and ask myself, why did the Pacers draft TJ Leaf? There were several players that went well after Leaf who were way better than him. Why, out of all players, did the Pacers draft TJ Leaf? Well, we're going to figure that out. Coming off a mediocre year, the Pacers were looking to reconstruct their roster. They were a bit undecided at the backup power forward position, as behind Thaddeus Young they didn't have anybody. At the time of the draft, the Paul George trade did not happen, so they didn't have Domantas Sabonis. But even if they did, he was still a really unproven young power forward, so it would have been in their best interest to draft somebody with their first round pick that could play power forward and have a bit of a training camp battle to figure out who's better. And they had a few options in the upcoming draft. John Collins, Jarrett Allen, OG Anunoby as an undersized forward, and Kyle Kuzma were all first-round picks in that year's draft. And yet the Pacers drafted TJ Leaf. All of the aforementioned players had better or similar stats in college, and OG Anunoby even went to Indiana. Why did the Pacers select an unathletic power forward when there were players drafted after him who were better? Well, Pacers president Kevin Pritchard said, "He works out 3 times a day. He's committed to winning." And they also noted that they felt TJ's ceiling was high. Apparently, all of the Pacers scouts ranked TJ first on their boards. And he had Indiana ties, which immediately endeared him to a lot of the fan base. He was an okay shooter and a decent rebounder in college, but it was clear if he didn't put on any weight, he would be dominated by NBA level players. It's a fair assessment to make that the Pacers thought that TJ Leaf's work ethic would translate to him adjusting to the NBA. Why do that when there were other more developed players? Well, if TJ ever became as good as the Pacers thought he could be, they really thought they had an NBA All-Star level player. Why did TJ Leaf fail in the NBA? Number 1, he never adjusted physically to the NBA. He never seemed to put on weight and never became a consistently dominant rebounding presence. And number 2, he never proved himself when he was given countless chances. For 3 years, he was given almost 8 minutes per game over 139 games for the Pacers. Not a ton of time, but he definitely had several games throughout that stretch a year where he was given 20 plus minutes in a game. The most points he ever averaged was 4, and in his last 2 seasons as a Pacer, the guy that was supposed to be good at shooting threes. His first year, he averaged 42% from 3. Pretty good, on about 1 shot attempt. So, decent. His last 2 seasons, his 3-point percentage dropped to 25 and 27% on less shot attempts. And the supposed, gonna be a good rebounder in the NBA, never averaged over 2.5 rebounds per game. He was given plenty of opportunities and never found a consistently good rhythm of play. And what makes the situation even more frustrating is that 4 starting quality forwards were taken after TJ in the first round. And the Pacers could have had them. TJ did have his moments. Career high of 28 points and a career high of 15 rebounds. So he wasn't completely horrible, but he was never consistent like he was in college. He didn't have the physical or fundamental tools to get things done. Part of me wants to think that most of this is TJ Leaf's fault. You've got Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner on your team, 2 guys who have undergone amazing physical transformations over just 1 offseason. They put on tons of muscle and improved their fundamentals. Why not work out with them? He had Miles Turner, Thaddeus Young, and fellow young forward Domantas Sabonis, who were all better than him. Why not use them as resources to help yourself improve? Why not work with them over the summer? But it's hard to blame him completely, as we don't know everything about his relationship with his teammates. TJ Leaf becoming a bust is a perfectly horrible combination of front office mismanagement, physical incapability, missed opportunities, and ironically, laziness. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe and all that stuff.
just got unlucky on a few plays tonight. You know, one of those plays, I thought he was standing still, but he just hit the shit out of that one guy, and the guy went flying. They blew the whistle, and they called it on him.